Arla strolled down the rainy street, lost in thought as the sleet whispered around her. It was a Friday, and her friends had dragged her to a quaint little boutique to escape the weather. The shop was warm and cozy, with dream catchers and candles lining the walls. Arla's friends were busy sniffing scented candles, trying to find their perfect match, but Arla was drawn to a cabinet filled with sparkling crystal balls. As she gazed at a beautiful rose quartz orb, a friendly shop clerk approached her, explaining that it was said to help find love. Just then, her friends called out to her, urging her to come see an old Ouija board they had discovered in the back of the shop. Excited, they all gathered around to play, using the planchette to ask when Arla would fall in love. To their surprise, the planchette spelled out the name JT Luie. As they excitedly headed out to a nearby pasta bar, Arla was almost run into by a young man on the sidewalk. Their eyes met, and she was frozen until her friends pulled her away. At the pasta bar, Arla found herself facing her friends' questions about her love life, trying to deflect their attention by talking about the Ouija board prediction. But as the hostess called out the next customers to be seated, Arla's heart skipped a beat. The name was JT Luie. As fate would have it, Arla kept running into JT at the restaurant, and they felt a strange sense of familiarity. They struck up a conversation, and Arla was shocked to learn that JT was actually the owner of the restaurant. Flustered and flattered, Arla agreed to go out for a drink with JT, now going by the name of Sam. Over their drinks, Arla and Sam discovered their shared love of literature, and they laughed and talked about their future plans. Arla was swept away by the fairy tale-like encounter, and she couldn't wait to see where it would lead. As they said their goodbyes, Sam smiled at Arla, his eyes twinkling with mischief. "Who knows what other surprises fate has in store for us," he said, winking. And Arla couldn't help but smile back, feeling lucky to have found a man who was willing to chase after love. Sam and Arla continued to see each other regularly, and their connection grew stronger each day. They explored the city together, visiting bookstores, art museums, and trying new restaurants. They talked about everything, from their hopes and fears to their dreams and ambitions. They found they had many common interests, including a shared love of Shakespeare and a passion for travel. As their relationship deepened, Arla began to see Sam in a new light. She was captivated by his quick wit, his intelligence, and his kind and compassionate nature. Sam was equally smitten with Arla and was struck by her warmth, her infectious laugh, and her intelligence. One day, Sam took Arla on a surprise picnic in a park surrounded by cherry blossoms. He had arranged a beautiful spread of cheese, fruit, and wine, and as they sat together in the warm sun, he took her hand and confessed his love for her. He told her that he had never met anyone like her, and that he couldn't imagine his life without her. Tears streaming down her face, Arla replied that she loved him too. They kissed under the cherry blossom trees, surrounded by the sound of the falling sleet, which now had a musical quality to it. They knew that their love was meant to be, and that they would face the world together, hand in hand. From that day forward, Arla and Sam were inseparable. They moved in together, adopted a dog, and traveled the world together. They continued to be each other's greatest support through the ups and downs of life. Years later, they stood hand in hand in the same park, surrounded by cherry blossom trees, as they exchanged their wedding vows. They looked into each other's eyes and knew that they had found the love that they had been searching for. And as they kissed under the falling sleet, they whispered to each other, "I love you now and forever."